You're streaming live onto the YouTube channel. Let me hope everyone can be muted right now. Somebody, yes, Press, how are you? I wanted to talk about something. But let me share my screen. Let me try to share my screen. Look at this, and let me look at this right here. You're streaming live onto the YouTube channel. Let me share my screen. My internet had disconnected. Sorry for that. Now, I wanted to look at Bitcoin dominance. I wanted to look at dominance and the altcoin index. These are two things you should look at. However, our major emphasis today we are going to look at the pivot points indicator, but let me look at the Bitcoin dominance first. Okay, Bitcoin dominance is the total. Bitcoin dominance is calculated in a percentage, and to calculate Bitcoin dominance, we get the total market cap of Bitcoin, the total market cap of Bitcoin, the total market cap of Bitcoin, the total market cap, the total CMC of BTC divided by the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies multiplied by 100%. I don't know whether the point is home. Say to calculate the Bitcoin dominance, we get the total, the coin market cap, the total market cap of BTC out of the total of all cryptocurrencies multiplied by 100%. And what we get here is in percentages. And by this doing, this is 58%. We can use the Bitcoin dominance to predict the market, how it's going to perform in the future, or how it is standing right now. Whenever the Bitcoin dominance is below, 50%, whenever the Bitcoin dominance is below 50%, we expect the altcoins to be performing very well. Reason being, for us to compare BTC, when you look at the Bitcoin dominance, we are comparing BTC and the other altcoins, all alts. We are comparing BTC and the alts. Now, if BTC percentage is 58%, it means it is taking a more percentage compared to other cryptocurrencies. So whenever you see the price of the dominance of BTC being 50 plus, okay, just know that now BTC is having most of the money in the market. Most of the money is in BTC, okay? Whenever you see the Bitcoin dominance below 50%, just know that most of the money is in the alts. So I can come here and to see whether whether Bitcoin is the one performing better, all the alts are the one who's performing better. I will come here and look at BTC. I look at the dominance of BTC. So when I look at the dominance is 58%, it means more investors are putting money in BTC than anywhere else. You understand? More investors are putting money in BTC than anywhere else. Okay? So when you see the Bitcoin dominance being above 50%, it means people are putting more money in the market. People are putting more money in BTC than any other cryptocurrency. And when you see that the BTC dominance is 50 and below, 50 and below, okay, 50 and below, just know that now more money is within the altcoins than BTC. That's how we use the Bitcoin dominance. You understand? The Bitcoin dominance. So whenever you see that the dominance is high for BTC, it means more money is in BTC than any other cryptocurrency. Give me two in the chat if you are together. Give me two in the chat if you are together, and we'll go on with today's topic. Give me two in the chat if you are together, and we'll move on with today's topic. Give me two in the chat if you have understood, and we move on with our topic. So that's how we use the BTC dominance. There is a lot to look at, but for each and every lesson, I'll be talking about something simple, small. I talk about something, I just bring a hint. So you can go ahead and make more research about the Bitcoin dominance and how you can put it in the market. All right. Tomorrow, I'll talk about an application called CoinGlass. I've been sharing it in the group to show you that one helps you always to to see which liquidity is being swept and which one is being swept next. Okay, for you to understand that, you will need you will need to attend tomorrow's lesson. So tomorrow I'll talk about how liquidity sweeps, okay? How to track liquidity, which liquidities can be swept fast, and which liquidity can be stopped later. You understand? I've been sharing this in the group and people couldn't figure it out. However, some people could ask, what's that? So this is what I'm talking about. So tomorrow when you attend tomorrow's lesson, our first hint will be on this liquidity on the liquidation map, okay? Liquidation heat map and how you can use it to incorporate it in your trading. In today's class, we are going to look at something very small. However, it is very, very small. However, you ought to pay maximum attention. Let's look at this coin of mine that I always love. Let's look at this coin of mine. And this one has a lot of, yes, let me look at this one. Perpetual. It is a perpetual. Let's look at this. Now, let's look at this. As we look at this, let's look at this and take it in 4 hours. Okay. Today, recently we talked about support and resistance. We talked about support and resistance, and we said we can draw support and resistance on the chart. We can draw support and resistance on the chart, and we said you can bring your chart like this and put it in the biggest time frame. Come again and label the highest part here. You can label the highest part here. And this is the highest part. This is the highest point there. And that being the highest point, you can go even ahead. We are in the weekly time frame. And we label this lowest point here. Okay. So within our weekly time frame, this is our range. Within the weekly time frame of Solana, this is our range. And its lowest point shows 1.28. And the highest point shows $295.93. So Solana has been trading within this range since it was created. When we try to lower the time frame to 1 day, the range may remain the same, but still when we look at it, there are some things that we may change. Let's zoom out and we see how this chart looks like. And when it comes to the 1 hour time, to the 1 day time frame, you can look at here, and I will take this one later. This coin formed the pattern indicating a bullish momentum. You understand? When it comes to patterns, we shall look at that pattern. Now, when it comes to 1 day, we can find our supply and demand. Okay? We can find our supply and demand zone. Okay? We can find our supply and demand zones, and we knew how to draw it. This time round, our interest is not in the supply and the demand zone, but our supply is in the support and resistance. We're looking at where this coin was supported and where this coin was resisted. Let's take this. You tap on the pencil, bring your horizontal line. Let's use the horizontal line this time around. Don't know, here is just a horizontal ray. Yes, I always use the ray, but this time around, let's use the line. Okay, I can come here, and when I look into the line, when I look into the chart, price tried to come down, and it was resisted from going down. It was resisted from going down several times. So wherever it was resisted, I can draw my line, and it becomes my support area. And wherever it was resisted from going up, I can draw simply my line like this to indicate the area of resistance. You understand? So where market was stopped from going up, those becomes resistance areas. Resistance areas. And where market was resisted from going down, these ones are called support areas. Support areas. Take it now that you are standing within a house like this. And as you stand into the house, you are here. You are here, down here. And once you are down here, here, the floor is your support area. The floor is your support area. And this roof here is your resistance area, because you can't go beyond the roof. So this one becomes your resistance area. And you can't go beyond the floor. So this one becomes your support area. The same applies to these coins. Now, and I showed you, if we are to draw support and resistance, we said, bring your line, put it where this candle stopped, draw a line, tap on the screen and draw the line there. Come here, where it stopped like this, like here, okay? Where it stopped around here. Where it stopped around where? Around there. Sorry. Where it stopped around there, we draw the line. Okay, where it stopped around here, come and draw the line. This line was not clearly drawn. This one here. Okay, I can even say no. Let me put my. I can even remove all this, and I say let me make the candles clear. For example, let me make this area bigger like this, okay? And let's focus on this area. And we say that where market was up here, market was resisted up. So we can draw lines here, can draw a line here, can draw a line here, I can draw a line here, I can draw a line here, okay? And once where the market was supported, can draw the line here, another 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 line here, okay? So these areas that I've marked with red, they are support areas. They are support areas. And these areas that were made up, they are resistance areas. They are resistance areas, all areas of resistance. Now, they are areas of resistance. Now, if we are to draw such areas, come here, get your horizontal line, come here, get your horizontal line, stretch it to the bottom, tap once in the chart, it will draw it here. Come here where the candle stopped, tap once in the screen, it will draw it so. Come here also, tap once in the screen, it will draw it so. Come here up, tap where the candles stopped here, at the body close of the candles, draw once, okay? Come here at the peak here, at where these candles stopped, tap once in the screen. And since we want these ones down their support areas, and this one is resistance, we can use a different color. Tap here, choose the color, and you may say, let the color be red. And you can see that the color is red, okay? You come here, down, look at this area where the market stopped, tap once, and you draw the line. Make sure that the line is red. Come again, tap here, draw the line, okay? So what you can see, the red lines that I've drawn up, the red lines that I have drawn up, the red lines that I've just drawn up, 1, 2, 3. These are resistance areas. These are resistance areas. And the black ones I drew down, these are support areas. They are supporting areas. They are areas of support. Market is supporting them around this area. And this way, market is being resisted. As simple as that. Market is being resisted. Now, how do we use the support and resistance? For example, I've been trading, okay? Even here, you see it is down. Can I bring my line? Can I bring my horizontal line? And I draw it here where the market stopped. That is my what? That is my support area. Even here, tap once in the screen, I draw support area. Make sure you change it to, they were black. Even this one, make sure, even this one down, make sure you change it to black. Make sure I change it to black. As simple as that. So whenever I'm trading and I see that the market is moving up, I can use the resistance areas to make entry and exit in the market. For example, I find my pattern here with a price rejection. I make an entry at the close of this candle here. I can take profit from here and I take profit here, okay? I can enter here and go out of the next resistance line, the next support line. You understand? Or I may find price here. If I can enter here, I can exit here. This indicator is very good for daily traders. You can, for example, come here. If you enter along this point, you take profit to the next line. So these areas of support and resistance, they can help you to know where to take profit. Okay, I can enter from this line here and go from the next line. Okay, let me. What if I entered at this line? What if I entered here? What if I entered here like this, like here, and I took profit the next level? I could take a 10%. Okay. What if I entered from this line and I took profit to the next line here? Took profit to the next line here. I could have made like a 5%. You understand? 6%. What if I I entered here on this support area here, and I took resistance around this area here, and around this area here? So that is a 4%. What if you took what if you entered the market from this support level here and you went away from this area here? You would have taken a 9%. You understand? What if you have entered the market from this area here? From this area here. What if you have entered at this area here? This area in the middle. And we want to take profit to the next what? Want to take profit to the next level. You can see that you can use support and resistance to enter from one area and go from another area. Okay, now, and go from another area. Now, that is support and resistance. Now, the magic is here. Whenever price crosses a support level, that support level becomes the next level becomes the resistance. You understand? For example, price comes here. Prices coin ekiridde wansi etuuse wano. Bwetuuka wano n'erinnya nejja wano. This is what? This is market n'etuuka wano n'emenyawo. Market bw'emenya eno, okay? Eno ebeera efuuse support. Eno ebeera efuuse support, eno ebeera resistance. Okay? Market bw'eba ekyali wano, eno ebeera support yaayo, eno next line ebeera resistance. Okay? Market bw'etuuka wano n'egimenya, eno gy'emenye efuuka bufuusi support, eddako n'ebeera resistance. That is the trick within using the what? Within using the support and resistance. Okay? If price comes and breaks this one that has been broken, the break of structure, if market makes a break of structure to this area here, this line that has been broken, it simply becomes the support, and we look for the next resistance. In other words, if you are trading and you see you have entered the market here, okay, and these are your areas of take profit. So if this area is taken out, your next target point is here. If this area is broken, your next take profit is here. If this area is broken, your next take profit is here. If this area is broken, the next take profit is here. If this area is broken, the next take profit should be this one. If this one is not broken, don't go to the buy again. Don't buy again. You go from the market. Reason being, now the market has changed the direction. Market has gone back down. You understand? So we use the support and resistance to give us entry in the market, at the same time to give us an exit in the market. Now, those are support areas. The same applies whenever you draw your support and resistance areas. Whenever you draw your support and resistance areas, like the one we have drawn here, whenever you see price approaching, the red lines, these ones here, the resistance areas, just know that at any time T, at any time from now, the market may go down. If you see price coming nearer the red lines, if you see price coming nearer the resistance areas, if you see price coming near the resistance areas, just know that at any time T, market may sell. So that person who is trading the futures, spot, that person who is buying low and sell high, make sure when it comes, when it comes to when the market comes to the resistance areas, you control your entries in the market, because at any time T, this is a danger zone, market can go down. You understand? At any time T, market can go down. So whenever price approaches whenever price approaches the support levels, please look for a confirmation and enter the market. Enter the market and take your buy orders. Whenever price approaches the red lines, please enter the market and exit. Please exit the market. Now, those that are trading futures, here you will be shorting the market. Here you will be shorting the market, shorting. And here you will be longing it. You will be longing the market. Hope now the point is taken home. Give me one in the chat if you have understood, such that I got today's topic. We are not yet there. Give me one in the chat if you have understood and I got today's topic. And today's topic is going to be simplified and it is going to be nearer to that. Okay? It's going to be nearer to that. Give me one in the chat such that we continue. Yes, the ones you have given me are enough. Let me hope other people have understood. Now, in today's lesson, let me take away each and everything here. Let me take away each and everything. All the support and resistance levels are being taken away. And I introduce the indicator. This indicator can be used as support and now, if you don't know how to draw those lines, there is an easy way. You can do it automatically. Number one, tap on the indicator sign and tap on indicators. And after tapping on the indicators, come and search the pivot points standard. Pivot points standard indicator. Pivot points standard. Pivot points standard. Pivot points standard indicator. This is the indicator. Tap on it once and it will appear into your screen. And here is the indicator. This indicator, you can go ahead. Let me remove one. Yes, this is the indicator. And the indicator is called the pivot points indicator. The pivot points indicator is made in a way that it will always give you the support and resistance. Okay? And for you, your work is to see where is price going. Has price overpassed the resistance? Is price heading towards the resistance? Or is it heading towards the support? Do you understand? So that is the what? That is the pivot points indicator. Pivot points indicator. Now, you can tap on here and tap on the settings of the indicator. Tap on input and change traditional to Fibonacci. Time frame, leave it in auto. Number of pivots back, can leave it to 15. There's no problem. Which other things should we change? Show labels, show prices, price left, right. Let's put them to the right side. Right side. Line with width 1, it's okay. Let's look at the pivot. Now here, we can set something here. We can set something and we say, let the pivot be in yellow, all right? Let the support levels be in blue. Yes, tap on blue. Even and say, okay. Yes, tap on the settings, tap on input, come here on this support 2, tap on blue. All right, support 3, tap on blue. So all our support levels will appear in blue. The same word done in the chart. All our support levels will be in the blue color. Okay, let's also recolor the resistance levels. Okay, let's recolor the resistance levels and we say, let the resistances be in black. Tap where this color is, this here. Tap there, tap on black. Tap in the space, tap here, tap in the black. tap in the space, tap here, tap in the black, tap in the space, as simple as that. Now, when we got our chart, it's gonna be pretty clear. It's gonna be pretty clear that our pivot will be in yellow. The support will be in blue, and the resistances will be in black. As simple as that. We have decided to deactivate support 4 and 5, even resistance 4 and 5, we don't want. We are going to use support resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, support 1, support 2, support 3, and our pivot in that color. As simple as that. We go ahead and look at whether we can change something. Input is set up, we leave it as it is. Tap on the style, leave everything as it is. Tap on visibility, leave everything as it is, okay? And tap on OK. Now, here, the chart will be shown like this. Our chart will look like this. And our chart will be looking like this, okay? And since the chart is looking like this, now you can see that this indicator is in sessions, okay? But most of the time, we shall always take the current session, okay? We shall take the current session. When we talk about the current session, we mean the current pivot, the current support 1, support 2, support 3, the current resistance 1, resistance 2, and resistance 3. And right now, if I talk about resistance, you know what I mean. If I talk about resistance, you know what I mean. When I talk about support, you know what I mean. Now, here comes the difference between the 3 lines. We have 3 types of lines on the screen. Number 1, we have the pivot. The pivot is called the turning point. The pivot means equilibrium. The pivot means the middle. The pivot means the equilibrium. Which other words can we use to mean middle? Type those words in the chat. Which other words can we use to mean middle? Which other words can we use to mean middle? Which other words can we use to mean middle? Type those words in the chat. Which other words can we use to mean middle? Which other words can we use to mean middle? Which other words can we use to mean middle? Center. Thank you very much. Yes, somebody say the center. Pivot. The pivot point means the middle. It means the center. So whenever we come to the pivot points indicator, we take the previous session. We take the current session. Okay. Most of the time, we shall take the current what? The current session. You will see that in each session, they will give you new resistances and new support areas. New resistances, new support areas. Now, for us, we are looking at where is the market going? That is our area, okay? When you look at price right now, price seems to go down on the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 day time frame, okay? Price seems to go down in the 1 day time frame. And when you cut to 4 hours, price seems to be like this, okay? And now our major interest is to see where, if I'm to enter, where I might take profit, okay? Let's take 1 day time frame. When you talk about 1 day time frame, you can see that the first move was an impulsive move and the market was going to the upward side. Market was going to the upward side, okay? Market was moving up, then market is trying to slope down, okay? If it means market was trying to tap resistance 2, resistance 1, and now it is now approaching the pivot. There is support 1 and support 2 here. Now, how do you use the support and resistance? Support and the resistance. Wherever you see support and resistance, for example, around here, at resistance 3, you can see the price of Solana. You can see the price of Solana at resistance 3. You can even determine the price of Solana at resistance 2. You can go ahead and determine the price of Solana at resistance 1. you can go ahead and determine the price of Solana at pivot. You can go ahead to see the price of Solana at support 1. You can go ahead and see the price of Solana at support 2. You can go ahead and see the price of Solana at support 3. Now, whenever you put your indicator, okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, sorry for that. Now, whenever you are trading and you see that you have been trading Solana, for example, and your favorite time frame is 1 hour, okay? Or Solana is like this, you understand? You see how Solana is moving right now. That Solana is on a downtrend and it is making lower highs and lower lows in the 1 hour. But when you go to the 4 hours, you can see that Solana is still on a downward trend. It is making lower highs and lower lows. You understand? Price is making lower highs and lower lows. Market is going down. Now, what should we consider? What should we consider here? Whenever you see the price of Solana going beyond resistance 3, this one will mean that Solana is in the oversold area. This one will mean that Solana is in the oversold area. Whenever you see Solana above resistance 3, this one will be called the oversold area. You understand? And whenever you see Solana within this area in the pivot, just know that Solana is in equilibrium. Solana is at the pivot point. Solana is in the middle. Solana is in the center. As simple as that. Okay? Now, whenever you see the price of Solana going below support 1, support 2, support 3, just know that Solana is cheaper. Solana is cheaper. Now, those who are asking, proceed. How do I know that the coin is cheap? I can use the pivot points indicator. I can use the pivot points indicator. If you look, you can see here, if you look at the pivot points indicator, it can easily tell you that at the price here, which price was this? At this price here, at this area here, you can see at this point here, you can see that Solana was at 156. So Solana was below resistance 3. Solana was below resistance 3, meaning that Solana was very cheap. And if you enter the Solana here, you could enter Solana at this point. You could enter Solana at this point here and take profit here. Very good take profit. You could enter Solana at this point and take profit here. You could easily enter at this point and go from the resistance. This one being the pivot. You understand? So whenever you see, for you who is a trader, especially in the spot market, we are interested to see the price of the coin being here in support 3, support 2, support 1. This one is our golden area. This is our buying point. Whenever I find a coin that is in the support 1, support 2, support 3, here the coin is cheap and I expect to buy. Whenever I find the coin has gone beyond resistance 2 and resistance 3 this way, this coin is said to be overbought. Overbought. For example, here, at this point here, Solana had gone beyond this area here. So Solana was overbought. The buyers had bought Solana to exhaustion, and they could not buy any more Solana. They couldn't buy any more Solana. They couldn't buy any more Solana. They bought Solana and they couldn't buy any more. You understand? If you see Solana below support 3 this way down, it means Solana has been oversold. The sellers have sold Solana and they cannot sell anymore. Then the point is home. Most of the time, when you see Solana at the pivot point, Solana is in indecision. It is not taking any position. Osegera, erimu equilibrium. From the equilibrium, it can go still down or it can go up. You wait for your confirmation. Okay? Give me one in the chat if you have understood that. And I take you how you can use your robot with the pivot points indicator. I'm gonna take you through how you can use your robot with the pivot points indicator. Give me one in the chat, and this time round, I will take you to see how I can use the pivot points indicator. How I can use the pivot points indicator to trade with Royal Chew. Give me one in the chat if you have understood, and we go ahead, we see how we can use the pivot points indicator, how we can use the pivot points indicator, how we can use the pivot points indicator, and we trade in Royal Chew. How we can use the pivot points indicator, and we trade in Royal Chew. Sorry for this network. What is it? Let me share again. Maybe my network is not so good. My network is not so good, but it is okay. Network not good. You're going to see how we can use the pivot points indicator in Royal Chew. How can we incorporate the pivot points indicator in Royal Chew? And it helps us to trade. How can we see the pivot points indicator in Royal Chew? And it helps us to trade. Now, let me see like this. Let me share again. Let's see how we can use the pivot points indicator in Royal Chew to trade. For example, I want to trade Solana. Let me see where Solana has gone so far. Okay, but when I look at Solana, Solana is on a downtrend. Solana is on a downtrend, and I hope this one is just a retracement on Solana. It will still go down. I expect Solana to come up to around 174, where there is the demand zone. That's where the demand zone is. Let me use another coin. Which coin should I use? And I don't want to use futures. Let me take an example of a spot coin. Let me see. Let me take, this one is Link. Let me take Link. Should I take Link? Let's see. All right. But when I see Link is beyond, it is in resistance 3. Yeah. Link is coming near to resistance 3. It's coming near to resistance what? Resistance 3. So whenever I see a coin coming near to resistance 3, I trade knowing that the coin is in the oversold what? In the oversold area. Okay? At any time, the sellers may sell the coin. Okay? The coin is in the oversold what? In the oversold area. Let me look at another coin. Let me look at Immutable X and see where Immutable X is. Now, in the 4 hours, you can see that Immutable X has a double bottom here, and it has potential of going up. Now, I can tell Royal Chew, I can tell Royal Q that Royal Q, please, you see this coin immutable X, it is coming near to the pivot point. Okay, it is coming near to the pivot what? The pivot point. What should you do, Royal Q? Royal Q, when this coin comes near to the pivot point, please buy it. And when it gets back to the resistance one, please sell. Now, when you look at this area, where there is support, where there is the pivot, where there is the pivot here, this is our pivot, and where there is the pivot, when you try to draw a line around the pivot, when you try to draw the line where the pivot is, when you try to draw the line where the pivot is, there is a price, there is a price reflecting around this point here. I don't know that you can see that price, 0.593, okay? Again, when I try to bring the area, the line, and I bring it on the resistance one here like this, and I draw the line here, still there is a price reflecting, corresponding. There is a line reflecting, corresponding to that area, which is the resistance one. Now, I can tell Royal Q that Royal Q, when this coin comes to this area, please buy it. And when it comes to this area, please sell. And how do I do it? I just come to my Royal Q. Okay, my Royal Q. What is my buying point? My buying point will be the pivot. And what is the pivot? The pivot is 0.593. I go to my Royal Q account. I open it like this, okay? Open it like this. Come here and search, for example, that coin immutable X, IMX, okay? This is the account. Yes, this is the training account. Tap on it and say, I understand. When I say I understand, I say create. Say create martingale strategy bot, I say create. I understand again. I tap on the trade settings. Now tap on the trade settings. Let my first buying amount maybe be 10. And make my first buy amount be 10. And if my first amount is 10, okay, for example, when I come here, I tap on choose a strategy setting. I choose my strategy setting. Let me choose the strategy setting, this one here. Tap on this one, and I choose the strategy setting. The strategy setting, let me leave the first buy amount as 10, okay? If I remove the first buy amount as 10, let the first buying amount be 10. And if it is 10, and I leave it like this, okay? When I tap on here, the first buy amount will be 10. And when I tap here, I will tap on the word trigger price. I will tap on the word trigger price. I will tap on the word trigger price. And where is your trigger? Here is the trigger. Now, bring the what? Where do you want your buying price to be? Remember, we said we want Royal Q to buy this coin when it comes near the pivot point. You understand? When it comes near the pivot point, that's when it will buy it. And at what price will it be? 0.593. 0.593. So I can put the trigger price. I can put the trigger price 0.0. Is it 0.0? No, 0.5. 0.5. 0.593. That will be my buying point. Have you seen the buying point? So I say save. And I say confirm. You understand? Now, and I say confirm. When you come and tap into the strategy, okay? Come and tap into the strategy. Sorry. I don't know whether it is not there. Is it, which exchange is here? Is it Binance still? Is still Binance? Is there any notification here? No. I don't know why. Smile chikoze nga bwe nkyagala. So mbadde njagala kulaga nti robot tegenda kugula. Lwaki? Robot tegenda kulaga nti egula. Lwaki? Tegenda kulaga nti eguze, because it is waiting for price to reach this area. You can see that price is just still here. Okay, so we expect that when the price reaches here, it will buy. And when it comes to the take a profit, I will still set this one as the what? As the take profit. I don't know why it has not initiated it. So nsobola okukozesa pivot points indicator, nengisettingamu, nengiwa buying order at the same time, nengiwa selling order. Nengiwa selling order at the same time, nengiwa chi, nengiwa buying order, nga nkozesa pivot points indicator. But right now, when I look at the market is still going down. And at times it is confusing, but it is giving us opportunities to buy at cheaper prices. The market is giving us opportunities to buy at cheaper prices. This one is one of the coins that I've been trading, and I expect it to hit this all-time high of 0.8. This coin will go up to 0.8, and I shared this coin to you. So that is how we use the pivot points the pivot points indicator. That's how we use the pivot points indicator. The pivot points indicator will help you. The pivot points indicator will help you to know where should you buy and where should you sell. And whenever you find a pivot points indicator, whenever you find a pivot points indicator and you see that price is beyond, this one is not coming down, testing this area. Okay, when you see price is beyond the resistance 1, resistance 2, please go slow. It means the coin has been oversold. And when price goes beyond this, it means the coin is oversold. You can buy. If you have any question, you can come in with that question. Come in with your question and we see. Any question on the pivot points indicator? You can use it as support and resistance. You can use it as support and resistance. You can use it to trade. Can you use it as the entry? You can use it as the exit. You can use it as the entry. You can use it as the exit. Any question on the pivot points indicator? Any question on the pivot points indicator? The floor is open. Raise up the arm. Raise up the arm. Put up the arm if you have any question on the pivot points indicator. Put up the arm if you have any question on the pivot points indicator. Arms up if you have any question on the pivot points indicator. People don't have any questions. So if you don't have any question, let me stop here. Let me hope you have understood. If you have understood, give me 3 in the chat. Give me 3 in the chat. If you have understood, give me 3 in the chat if you have understood. Give me 3 in the chat if you have understood. Give me 3 in the chat if the point is taken home. Give me 3 in the chat if the point is taken home. And if you don't have any question, allow me to stop here. If you don't have any question, allow me to stop here. I don't know. We are 19 people. And all people have understood, but only 3 have typed a 3 in the chat. What should we think? Have people understood or no? The pivot setting is very easy. The pivot setting is very easy. Which coin doesn't have any? I have this one. Pivot point is very easy. Tap on the pivot point, tap on the settings icon, tap on the input. Make sure this one is in Fibonacci. Okay, that one is in Fibonacci. Come down here, change the color. This one, let it be in red, on yellow. Change the color. This one, tap on green, tap on blue, like that. Even this one, tap on blue. Even this one, tap on blue. Leave it as it is. Now come to the what? Come to the resistances. Tap on resistance 1, change the color to black. Resistance 2, tap on black. Resistance 3, tap on black. Tap on what? Tap on black. Leave other things as they are. That's only. Change this to Fibonacci. After changing it to Fibonacci, tap this one to be right. Leave these ones as they are. You can even take a screenshot. Okay, this is what it should be. This is how it should be. This is how it should be. Just take a screenshot. There's nothing. Then you say, okay, and it will appear here in the chart. Now your work is to see where is price. Price is the pivot. Now we want to wait to see will price go up or will price go down. If it goes down, futures people, you know what to do. If it goes down, for us who are buying low, we buy low and sell high. As simple as that. Do you mind redoing the trigger price, please? The trigger price thing, please. We said come here and we see. I can say that when this price goes beyond, this area, I'll make a buy. And this area will be when price touches the pivot point, I can say according to my analysis, price will come. This one is not doing it well. Now, when you look at this one, price equals a rejection. Let me take it to 1 hour and see. 1 hour. Try to take it to 1 hour, like here. When you see this line here, this line is the pivot. You understand? This line is the what? Is the pivot. This one here is the pivot. Now, I want to tell Royochu that, Royochu, when this coin reaches this pivot, please buy. And this pivot point, what is the price at the pivot point? 5.5428. Price at the pivot point, 5.5428. Now come to Royochu. What is the coin? The coin is pedo. Come to Royochu. Come to Royochu here. Tap on Royochu. And that it has received, I don't know. Tap on Royochu here. Tap on the settings. Tap on the search bar and look for pedo. Okay. Is it pedo like this? Tap on here. Tap on spot. Tap on spot. Tap on all. Tap on add. Tap on add. Still, there are some coins I don't want. Tap on here. Select them. Tap on spot. Select them like this. Then after here, you can select what's them. Tap on optional. Remove these ones. These coins that are monitored, please remove them. You tap on optional and tap on them like this and remove them or remove. You confirm and all of them will go. Okay. So come to support here again. Look for the coin, pedo. Is it pedo? Here it is. Tap on it. Sorry. Come back to the search bar. Look for pedo. Is it pedo? Pendo. Coin is having an N here. That is the coin. Tap on it. Tap on and understand. Tap on create. Martingale strategy bot create. I understand again. Tap on the trade settings. Manually create. Choose the strategy setting. Choose this one. Okay. After choosing that one, tap on the advanced settings here down. There is a word trigger price. Tap on the trigger price. There's one optional. Bring your price at the pivot 5.5428. Is it 5.5? Yes. 5.5428. 5.5428. So you have instructed Royal 2 that this coin has not reached this area, but when it reaches this area, please buy it yourself. Confirm. Confirm and activate. Okay. Activate. I understand. Create bot. You understand? When you come here, try to come here. Again, you will see that the coin is running. Okay. I don't know why it has. Is it a trigger price? 5.4. Has it reached there? No. Which trigger price did I put? 5 point. What was the trigger price? Let me see the trigger price. What was its trigger price? Which trigger price did I put? Trigger price 5.528. 5.528. 5.528. I don't know why it has just bought 5.528. 5.528. Sorry, I made a mistake. Instead of putting it at the trigger, I put it as a take profit. Sorry, put it as a take profit. Let me see whether I can do another one. And can I do another one? And but you people, you have understood the concept. Now, let's say it has been okay. Okay. Now, how do I set the selling price? Now, I want, if price reaches here, the robot will sell. If price, for example, reaches resistance 1, the price will sell. Okay. And you find out that at resistance 1, there is a price. At resistance 1 here, there is a price. At resistance 1, there is a price. At resistance 1, are you saying resistance 1 there? I want my coin to sell at resistance 1. Now, what is the price at resistance 1? What is the price at resistance 1? You find that the price at resistance 1 is 5.8109. So I come here to the coin. Here. Sorry. Tap on the, I come to the coin here. I come to the coin. Tap on where there is this. So I understand. Tap on the, no. If I want to sell this coin, I will tap here on the coin. And I tap on the coin by the strategy. I want, for example, I can come here and tap on the trigger. Okay. Okay, I didn't put the trigger price. Okay, that's so, it is okay. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. That was my trigger. Now I want to sell. I want to set it as a selling point. I want to sell this coin. I tap on the coin and let me manage the strategy. Tap on manage the strategy, tap on sell. And when you tap on sell, make sure you leave it in trigger price and bring your trigger price. My trigger price will be 5. I want it to sell here, 5.81. I've not done analysis. I'm just telling you how to use the pivot points indicator, but the analysis is very crucial because when I see this coin, it is just going down. Okay. I just using this one as an example. Don't take the coin. 5.8109. 5.81. So you come here. 5.8109. 09. You can leave it like that. Doesn't allow. So the sell quantity, how much are you going to sell? I will sell 100%. Okay. I'll sell, and it will always give you the estimated profit. The estimated profit it will give you here. It will be according to the amount of money that has been invested in that coin. You understand? Then you say confirm. Royal Q will tell you that there is a sell order at which price 5.81, sell quantity 2.2. You understand? That is how we use the pivot points indicator. Now, this coin will not sell. This robot will not sell the coin unless it hits 5.81. You understand? That's how we use the pivot points indicator to set the buying price and the selling price. Do you mind recording the trigger price thing, please? The trigger price. This lesson is streaming live onto the YouTube channel. You're going to go back and see. Just started the training today, but hope to catch up. Thanks, Coach Press. Yeah, you'll catch up, really. You catch up. Yes, that's how we use the pivot points indicator. You can set it. You set it to give you what? You can set it to give you. You can set it to give you the entry price. You can set it to give you the what? The exit. As simple as that. Allow me stop here, because I have a live today. Unless you have any question, allow me stop here. That's how I use the pivot points indicator. Can use it to enter the market, you can use it to exit the pivot points indicator. But don't forget the candlestick anatomy because it is the grammar of trading. Yes, any question? If there is no question, allow me to stop here and we'll call it a day. See you tomorrow. I stop here, call it a day, and see me tomorrow. See me tomorrow at the same time. See me tomorrow at the same time. Can do no. Futures you can do it in futures if you have experience. Futures trading is not for the weak people, and if you are new, people trade futures trading alone in peace. Okay, please play, leave it in peace, leave it alone. Allow me to stop here. The lesson is streaming live onto the YouTube channel, and from here it will be there automatically. Bye for now. See you tomorrow at the same time at 9.